Welcome back to the Teeniest Pine Cone. It's Jess, back again with another plan with me for the month of August. And as you can probably tell, it is inspired by the song August from Taylor Swift's album Folklore. So for this month's quote page, I decided to draw inspiration from the lyric video visualizer. So what I'm drawing here is the background for that. And what I have here is not exactly craft paper, it's not quite as thick, but it's what I used in my reading journal video, which maybe I'll have linked down below. But I just used that to give it kind of a rustic feel, because August is kind of a rustic song. And here I am just taking my black fine liner and drawing I'm just gonna call it wheat. I don't actually think it's wheat, but I don't know what it is, so maybe just really tall grass. It's ethereal looking and it blows in the wind. That's all we need to know for this video. And obviously the quote for this month has to be a lyric from the song, so I chose the opening lyric, which is "Salt air and the rust on your door, I never needed anything more." In the Long Pond sessions, Taylor said she named the singer of this song Augustine, so that is who I'm drawing now. Augustine, with her back turned to us, with a glass of wine, just thinking about that jerk James. Then I am taking my Tombows to do the kind of tricolor background that I did for the quote page. Outlined the box again with my fine liner, and then used a combination of Tombows and Faber-Castells to color her in. And of course, what is a folklore spread without the folklore font? This is probably one of the easiest fonts I've ever had to recreate. I was pleasantly surprised. And then it is just time for the mini calendar to finish off this portion of the spread, though in the end I did go back and change it to the same blue that the August font is in, because I used that same color for the larger calendar on the next spread. It was just more cohesive. So obviously the next spread is the monthly. I believe each box is 4x5 grid spaces, in case that helps anyone. And like I said, I used the same blue color that I used for the font on the previous page. And I also used it to brush onto my stamps because I don't have a blue ink pad, and it worked so well. This is definitely something I'm going to be using in the future. And now I'm taking my Sakura white jelly roll pen and fixing a couple of my mistakes, and then drawing some more wispy wheat stalks to fill in the empty space at the top. And on the front side of this craft-like paper that I have, it's actually a to-do list, so I used that part here. I noticed it was printed in this dark blue color, which I thought was too happy of a coincidence not to take advantage of. And then, as you can see, I tried to kind of do the opposite and write the notes in my own hand, but I messed up, so I just took a piece of paper from the back of the book, cut it to shape, and redid it. And then on the bottom of the calendar portion, I took another lyric from the song, which is, "But I can see us lost in the memory, August slipped away into a moment in time." And now all that's left to do is to number each box of the month. The weekends are in a peachy color, and the rest of the days of the week are in the gray. This next spread is my mood and habit trackers. My camera for some reason did not pick up the first part of this, so you won't get to see me cut out the individual boxes and paste them in, but that is essentially what I did. I took that craft paper from before and I measured the boxes, cut them out, put some grids on them, and then just did the same trick with my stamps and the marker. And the mood tracker is going to be a recreation of the visualizer. The worst day is a single stalk with no leaves, and the best day is going to be the opposite of that. And I'm excited to see how it's going to look at the end of the month. Brain dump is simple this month. A blue border. I did the same thing with the blue marker and the stamps. Then added some more foliage in the corner and did another lyric right at the bottom. Back when we were still changing for the better, wanting was enough. For me, it was enough to live for the hope of it all. Moving on to the weekly spread, I took that craft paper again and just tore out a few of these 3-inch long pieces, which will serve as the daily headers. Once I had everything glued down, I took my brush marker and my stamps again, used those for the days of the week, and then my last lyric is "Meet me behind the mall," because it was the one place to be. And this is where I decided I had made a mistake with the warm gray and the mini calendar, so we are rectifying that now. And there you have it, my August folklore themed Plan With Me. This might be a little overdone at this point, but it's one of my favorite albums, so I had to pay homage. As usual, all my supply links and my Instagram will be down in the description below. See you next time.